Today, let's look at a visa that you probably have never heard of. Not that many people talk about it, but it's amazing. It can lead to a tier 1 citizenship in about 5 to 6 years. And with that passport of this country, you can travel to pretty much any country you want around the world. They're not part of the European Union, so you don't need to deal with their bureaucracy and their taxes, and they do whatever they want. They also have tax exemptions of 3 to 6 years on any money earned outside of the country, and you don't even need to live in this country in order to get the citizenship. Let's look at the retirement visa, otherwise called the passive income visa of the Republic of Chile. I've talked about Chile as a second option, as a backup plan in case there's a worldwide conflict. It's far away from everything and it's very developed, so you're not sacrificing anything in your life to go to Chile. This particular process of the retirement visa is quite easy to apply for pretty much anybody, as long as you have a clean criminal record. The first couple of requirements that you need to meet in order to apply for this visa, and it's called retirement passive income, but you don't really even need to have both of those things. If you're not of retirement age, maybe you're 30, 35, 25, whatever, and you're not making passive income, you can also apply. There are a couple of rules to show that you actually have enough money to live in Chile and to actually get this visa, even though you don't need to live in Chile. The first one is showing passive income of $2,000 to $3,000 every month for the last 12 months. That can be from a property or from stocks or other financial assets that you make 2 to 3 grand a month. What you can also do if you don't have any passive income is you can pay yourself out from a company and take it as dividends of $30,000 in one lump sum. So let's say you have a company in Dubai and that company pays out to you as the owner $30,000 or more, then that also counts because you're getting dividends from your own company. Or you can pay yourself a salary every single month for the last 12 months if you want to apply for this, or if you've been doing this already. Like with a Dubai company, you need to put the salary, it's all formality, you put whatever you want, but you can pay yourself out $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $10,000 every month. You show that in your bank statements and boom, you qualify for the financial requirements. The other requirements are all about safety and making sure that you're not a criminal, so basically having a clean criminal record and a police certificate from the country of citizenship only. So if you have multiple passports, let's say you're an American, you got a St. Kitts passport, you don't want to go and get an FBI report, you can get a report from St. Kitts, or you can get a report from anywhere else in the world that you're a citizen and you can apply with that passport. Different passports, as I found out, because I personally am doing this visa, I already have the documents ready and we're going to apply very soon. It depends on what citizenship you have, how long it takes to approve, and how expensive it is to approve. With a UK passport, for example, it costs around $3,000 to $5,000 to do this program. With a US passport or St. Kitts passport or some other passports, it costs $200 to $500 to do this passport. So if you have multiple passports, obviously talk to a professional. I'm working with a professional right now. If you want that contact, comment below, I'll post it and you can talk to them and see which one is the passport that you should use. Now for the actual process, the visa itself is applied outside of Chile, so you don't need to travel there, you don't need to do anything in order to apply. You apply from outside. You could be in Dubai. It takes about 3 to 4 months to get approved, so you're just waiting for your visa to get approved. Most times at the first time you apply, it gets approved easily, and then you need to travel to Chile for about 2 to 3 weeks. Chile, like I said, developed place, not super safe like a place like Dubai, for example, that you might be used to the safety of Dubai, but still quite a safe place. You're going to enjoy it. You also have really nice snowboarding if you want to go in their winter, or you also have the tours of the Antarctica in the south of the country. You have overall a vast, long country that you can explore. 2 to 3 weeks, you're there to process your residency card and actually get your visa issued. Now, the thing that really sold this visa to me is that you don't need to visit Chile every year. So if you're living somewhere in Europe or in the US, and Chile is a long flight, it's pretty annoying to fly to Chile. If you're living in Australia, it's like 10 or 12 hours to fly to Santiago. You only need to be in Chile 2 weeks every 2 years in order to continue extending the visa. And you also need to show that passive income, those dividends, that salary. So continue to pay yourself out that, or take out the dividends or get some passive income in order to continue applying for it. And also the clean criminal record from your country of citizenship. You only really need to be 2 weeks every 2 years. Continue extending it. And if you cannot fly to Chile for any reason, obviously, it needs to be a real reason, like for example, you have some family issues or you're not able to take a flight because you're just too far away, you can request an exemption at an embassy of Chile and then only need to visit 2 weeks in 4 years. What my lawyer suggests is that if you're not able to meet that 2-year requirement, then you obviously want to stay longer at the 4-year mark. So if you're going to visit once every 4 years, then stay longer than 2 weeks. So they truly see some connection to the country, get a bank account in the country, maybe even rent a property, buy a property, so you can actually show that you have true ties to the country, even though it is not necessary. What do you think about this visa? Is it just a dream to get the Chilean passport, or is it possible and you're interested in it? Comment your views down below. After 4 years of holding the residence and the visa, you can then apply for permanent residency. This is the tricky one. Some people get rejected for permanent residency, so you might need to apply a couple of times. That takes around 2 to 3 weeks. Again, in Chile, in Santiago, you start applying for the permanent residency. And I do recommend a lot of people learn Spanish, learn a bit about the Chilean culture, obviously integrate yourself a bit into Chile. If you're just spending 2 weeks every 2 years and you know nothing about the country and you've been nowhere in the country, then that's gonna seem a bit sketchy. They'll just think that you're there for the passport, so you want to show some sort of connection and that you're really liking the country. Once permanent residency is approved, which my lawyer said is quite common to get the residency approved, even in the first time or after a couple of times, especially if you have a really good passport like a US, Canada, Australia, European passport, it's typically common to get the permanent residency. Then you have to wait another year to be able to apply for citizenship. You visit Chile for one more time for around 2 to 4 weeks, and then it takes about 6 to 12 months to get the citizenship approved, but you do not need to be in Chile for that time frame. Again, I recommend you to learn Spanish up to B1 level if you can. Learn about the geography of the country, the culture, the people in Chile, start to build some connections, and you can wait those 6 to 12 months outside of Chile until your citizenship gets approved. Once you have the citizenship approved, you can obviously then get a passport and have access to Canada, to the US, to Japan, to the UK, wherever you want, and have a second passport that is not tied to the bureaucracy of the European Union or any super high tax countries that want to chase you all over the world. I definitely see Chile as an amazing option for anybody that is willing to travel there a couple of weeks, every couple of years, then apply for the citizenship, commit a little bit to the country and learn about the culture and the people, and then apply for citizenship. Definitely a great passport to have as part of your portfolio, and also a residence to have in case there's a conflict around the world. In case everything goes wrong in your country, you can always go far away down to Chile. If you want to see more countries that sell their passports and you can acquire citizenship by investing or giving money to the country, check out the video right here on the 10 countries that sell their passports so that you can get yourself a second passport right now. Watch it right here.